Welcome to Senior Break. I'm Dawn Medici with Oxford Township Parks and Recreation.
And I'm Marie May with Edison Township Senior Center. And today our special guest is Julie Edgar. And she's going to speak to us on so many things that I don't know where to start for seniors. So Julie, if you can tell us a little about yourself and how you got into this.
Okay, thank you. It's good to be here.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. I'm Julie Edgar, and I work for Ageways Nonprofit Senior Services. I am in the communications department. We do outreach, we do media relations. We basically promote the work of the agency. We are a nonprofit, as I mentioned. We are an area agency on aging. We just changed our name last year. It's easier, Ageways. Kind of rolls off the tongue, whereas Area Agency on Aging 1B did not.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. Nobody could remember it. Our overall mission is to enable older adults to live in the home they choose, and we provide the services to support them in the home of their choosing. When we say home of their choosing, we mean it could be your family home, where you raised your children, maybe the condo you moved into, maybe even the senior residence you live in. We are there to help seniors maintain their independence. In addition, we help family and unpaid caregivers to do their jobs, and we're in the business to make it easier to give care to a loved one.
That's a great service to be able to provide to seniors in our community.
Yes, and because people don't know who to turn to.
No.
When a loved one is sick, and I took care of my mother, I didn't know at the time, who do you ask? Who do you go to?
Right.
So if you have something like this where you cover so many things, it's a really good thing. It's a really good thing.
Yes.
Well, people don't want to think about aging, right? I mean, we don't really want to think about what our lives might look like as we get older. And so we don't take advantage of things. We don't really want to think about it until we absolutely need it.
Right.
Ageways covers, we're the largest area agency on aging in Michigan. We cover Livingston, Macomb, Monroe, Oakland, St. Clair, and Washtenaw counties. So we're kind of far flung.
Yes. Really spread out. Yes. Now, are a lot of these services that you provide, is there a fees associated with some of them, or
No.
do they have to qualify, like with income or anything? Or does it just depend upon the service?
It depends on the service.
Okay.
So we are a My Choice Medicaid waiver agent. Easter Seals Mork is also an agent. We have counterpart agencies in Wayne County that do this kind of work. My Choice Medicaid waiver is designed for people who might otherwise be in a nursing home, people who have a high need.
Okay.
We enroll people in the My Choice Medicaid waiver. There are eligibility requirements. But beyond that, our programs are free. Our classes are free. We have a wonderful platform called True Alta. It's an educational platform for caregivers. You mentioned you were a caregiver for your mother. Mm-hmm. True Alta, it's something you can download. It's just a platform that you can use anytime you want. If you have a question that maybe is a little complicated, they have an answer. Mm-hmm. I have a friend who's caring for his wife who has dementia, and he said to me, I can't get her to take a shower. What do I do? And I said, I happen to know that because I'm signed up for True Alta. But those kinds of questions come up all the time. Who do we turn to?
Sure.
We can provide those resources for you. And our main number, it's sort of our front door, is 800-852-7795. It will get you into a resource specialist. And the specialist is trained to ask you the pertinent questions. If it's something like a Medicaid waiver, they'll screen you, and then you will be referred to a supports coordinator to get the ball rolling.
So what are some of the questions that seniors ask help for? Ask you?
Food is a big one.
Okay.
We fund Meals on Wheels programs as well. somebody could call, if somebody calls and says, I don't have food, I can't get out of my house for whatever reason, we will sign that person up for Meals on Wheels that will start the very next day. Meals are a big issue. Lately, our resource center has been fielding calls about homelessness
Okay.
or housing insecurity among older adults. Very sad.
Yes.
But we are not in the business of housing. However, we have the resources to direct people to the right place.
So
that's
if a senior
question.
calls you and says, my switch doesn't work on my bathroom, is that something they would call you for? You
They
could tell
might.
them, you could send somebody out, or you would
No.
get somebody and tell them
Refer.
who to get? Okay,
We refer.
Okay.
Mainly, we are a pass-through agency, so our funding comes from the federal and state governments.
okay.
And we do have some direct services, but most of them are contracted out. So if you live, say, in northern Oakland County, you call and say, I need grab bars. What do I do? We will refer you to an agency in your county or even in your town or township that has a program, and they'll send somebody out.
Right.
Okay.
Not all counties have these programs, unfortunately. Some have more active home repair programs. We'll let you know.
Okay. That's great.
And even for rides and things, if they need rides, you can tell them how to get a hold of. NODA is ours.
Nota is yours.
Right.
So we will do that. We also have a program under Ageways called My Ride 2. If you call My Ride 2, and that's myride2.com as well, we will let you know how to get from point A to point B. So it's sort of a mobility counseling service.
It's not that you're providing that driver to come to your home to take you to your appointment. You will direct them to maybe whatever county they live in, depending upon if they have a
How to get a hold of NODA.
yeah, like how to get a hold of NODA, right? So
Well, one thing I have to say this, but when I tell my seniors, sign up for NODA or whoever's in your area ahead of time. Don't wait until the day you're sick, because then they have to put you in the system. They have to get the information. If you're already signed up and into their system, you can call and make an appointment for the next day. So that's just something I tell them all to do ahead of time.
Very smart.
You know,
Very,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
We,
don't wait till you're sick
exactly.
and have to have them.
We also partner with Lyft, which is the private ride service. It's like Uber. And with a service like that, you have to input your credit card information
right,
so that they can debit or charge
your
you.
card, right?
They charge your card. A lot of older adults are not comfortable doing that. So what we do is we take that information, we will set up your rides for you. They operate weekdays in not every place, but it does take some of the stress out of the
Right,
process of
right.
finding rides.
How I'm going to get there.
Right. Well, and they're trusting you,
Yes.
so that's great.
That's really good service.
All right. Well, we have to go to break, and when we come back, I would love to talk a little bit more about some of the other services that you provide and how what can Marie and I do in our centers to make sure that we're community and providing our seniors in our community with the information that they're looking for. So we'll be right back. Welcome back to Senior Break. As I had said before break, wanted to learn a little bit more about some of the senior services that Ageway provides. So Julie, can you kind of lead us in that direction, so then we know, have a better understanding, our viewers have a better understanding, and if somebody was to contact us or come into our centers, we can guide them.
So we, as I said, Oakland County is one of the 6 counties that we serve, and our services are free. We serve adults, generally speaking, 55 and older. So I mentioned the My Choice Medicaid Waiver Program. It is a statewide program. We do enroll people in that program and provide the services through various agencies.
Okay.
It's a marvelous program. It's long-term care in the home. Many people don't want to go into nursing homes. And I mean, maybe they don't have help at home, so they have to, and that's okay. But the My Choice Medicaid waiver enables people to get their services in the home.
Okay.
And it's also person-centered, so some people don't need round-the-clock care. I mean, they might not need infusions. They might not even need nursing care, but they might need somebody in the home to help with personal care, help them bathe, maybe shop. Medicaid waiver generally goes a little further than that because it is a program for people with a high level of medical need.
Okay.
But just to let people know that the Medicaid waiver is signing up folks, and it's a marvelous program. And our advocacy department is very active in pushing for more funding for home and community-based services like this one.
Are you saying that they would have to change from the Medicare they have now to the one you're suggesting, or is it
This is Medicaid.
Medicaid?
So there's
Okay.
a difference.
Okay.
Not Medicare, Medicaid.
Yeah,
Medicaid.
yeah, okay.
So that's one of the services. And now that you mentioned Medicare, we have a Medicare assistance program called SHIP. That's an acronym. And it is free. We have trained counselors who will help you navigate your Medicare plan, help you enroll. I'm there myself. And that's the first call I made is, okay, I'm working. What do I do? I mean,
Right.
I read about it, but
Right.
you don't
And
really know.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's free. And,
And trustworthy.
oh, yes.
Yes, very trustworthy.
It's trustworthy. We're not connected. Our counselors are not connected to any brokers. I don't know, but every day I must get 5 pieces of
Sure.
mail,
Right, right.
From a company that wants me to sign up for Medicare with them. And they get a kickback, and that's fine. They're doing their job.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with that, but we're unbiased. We're not connected.
Right.
What our counselors will do is talk to the client and by phone or in person and find out, do you need medication? They'll talk a little bit about health. What are your real needs? Sometimes people overpay. They get a plan that's just too big for what they need.
Sure.
We save millions of dollars. We save people millions of dollars every year because they're overpaying. They may not need a service, or maybe they need a medication, but in the following year, that medication is not going to be covered by that company. So we will help them identify those things and enroll in a different program if
Sure.
that's what they need.
Right.
So that's our SHIP program. And again, if you call our main number, which is 800-852-7795, we can get you to the right people. We have community living services. This is something we provide directly. Community living is a program that provides up to 8 hours of help in the home.
Okay.
So an aide will come to the home, maybe 2 hours a week, maybe 5 hours a week. Generally speaking, they will do housekeeping. They will do your shopping if you need it. They might do a little cooking. Anybody who's in the program gets a personal emergency response system button. You know, the
Like alert or some type
Exactly.
of alert. Okay.
It's an alert in case there's an emergency. So anybody who applies for that program, we do a small waiting list. People with the highest level of need tend to be the ones who rise to the top.
Okay.
I mentioned Meals on Wheels. We are a funder of Meals on Wheels throughout all of our counties. If you know somebody who can't get out, who's homebound, give us a call. Or if you yourself are homebound and you need food every day, please call us. We will sign you up right away. The meals are nutritious and they will give you frozen meals for the weekend.
Okay.
So it's a good program, and we're hoping that that program, we don't think that it will be affected by these cuts, but we're watching and we're making sure that everybody is covered.
So if somebody called you and they wanted a meal, they would call you, and is there some certain person they should speak to? Or is there an operator that will direct their call? Because you have so many things.
Right.
When they first place the call to the 800 number you gave, what do they say? I would like to speak to somebody about receiving meals, and they'll connect them?
Yeah.
Okay,
They will say
whatever
where
they
you
want.
live
Okay,
and when do you want the meals to start.
okay,
Then our agency will set up those meals for you.
okay.
And we think that, I mean, you work in aging services, so you know this, but the benefit, there are benefits, of course, of this program. The first one being it provides nutrition, but secondly, it provides a friendly face at the door.
Right.
And we know that many people who are homebound don't have a lot of social contact.
Right.
This is a way to provide that kind of contact. It's very important. Also, the Meals on Wheels drivers, they will alert
Yes.
the station if they think something's wrong or this person doesn't seem right. And that triggers help.
Right.
And so it's really a valuable service during COVID, particularly.
Yeah.
It was critical for seniors to have that. Want to talk a little bit about health and wellness. We offer free classes at senior centers and community centers. Matter of Balance is a big one. It's, I believe it's a 6-week course, and you're with other people, and they focus on the ways that you stay up, ways to stay vertical. It's a really good program because they focus a lot on the psychological dimensions of balance. When people start to get afraid of falling, well, they tend to fall, right?
Right.
And so this is really, it focuses a lot on thinking and, how you can, it's mind over matter in some ways. I got my mother into this because I noticed she was shaky. She met a lot of people. It's fun, it's a good social opportunity, and it's free.
Right. Great.
And I've had a lot of seniors asking about balance lately. They're asking about the yoga classes, and they're asking about, and they say it really, really helps.
Oh my gosh.
Class, it really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, we, if you call our number and you ask about that, we can direct you. But also, if you go to ageways.org, we have all the classes listed, where they are, when they start.
Great.
And we also have a monthly e-newsletter. If you're open to that, I do that newsletter myself, and you can sign up for that online or give me a call.
Yeah. Time to take a break. So when we come back, we'll talk about caregiver and caregiver services.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
Welcome back to Senior Break. Julie, could you share with us a little bit about your caregiver services and what's available for our caregivers in our community?
Well, the good news is that we are really boosting our caregiver programs because we understand that caregivers need a lot of help. We've always known that, but it's gotten a lot more attention lately. And I want to thank AARP for that because they've really made it a priority here in Michigan and nationwide. We have a marvelous program. I want to talk about the respite voucher program first. Respite care is designed to give caregivers a break. And we have vouchers that are worth $575. It's a one-time voucher that families can get to hire somebody to come in and care for their loved one. It can be a friend, it can be another family member, it can be a professional. We do it by referral, and a senior center can refer. It doesn't have to be a professional, doctors.
Okay.
And the caregiver, the person has chosen or the family has chosen, does go through a background check. We're required to do that by the state. But it's, for many families, it's really
Great.
invaluable. It's a great service.
It's a relief.
Yeah.
It's a huge relief. Caregivers are at it constantly. And sometimes it's like taking care of children. You do a zillion things, right? And at the end of the day, you're exhausted. You think, why am I so tired? Well, because I did this.
Can they use this, can they break up that 575?
Yes.
So they can do it one day today and then a month from now do it another day?
Yes.
They don't have to take a week off?
Nope.
Oh, that's great.
So
That's really good.
that's the respite voucher program. The community living program, which I mentioned earlier, also has a voucher. So families can apply that way as well. Adult day programs, they have a dual purpose. One, to help people, to provide stimulation to people generally who have some cognitive impairment. And they're usually on site at a center of some kind. And they provide music, games, discussion, arts to the individual, but it gives caregivers the break that they need
Sure.
to do what they need to do.
Take care of themselves.
To take care of themselves. And we stress self-care for caregivers. So the adult day programs, I would urge people, if you don't know about them and you're caring for somebody who has cognitive impairment, go on our website or call our number, 800-852-7795, and we will direct you to a daycare near you. Some of them provide transportation. They will pick up and drop off.
Which is so nice.
Oh my gosh. They offer lunch. Some will even provide showers for your loved one.
Okay.
And they operate 5 days a week. And caregivers, for them, it's really, some of them still work and they need that break.
Right.
It clears your mind.
yes.
If you can get a break, it'll clear your mind and you can go in the next day helping that person
And
much
refreshed.
better.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. We also, I mentioned health and wellness. We have a very popular workshop called Powerful Tools for Caregivers, and it stresses self-care. So it's 6 weeks of, it's on site, of helping caregivers think about what they're doing and how they can stay healthy and effective. Because if you're not healthy or if you're burned out, you're not going to be a good caregiver.
Right.
And, some people think they have to do everything, 100%.
And that's a worry for the senior, and it's also a worry for the caregiver that what if the caregiver can't help me anymore?
Right.
What do I do? So the caregiver has to take care of themselves.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
by getting away, it really helps. It really helps your mind.
They say that it's like when the oxygen mask drops, put it on yourself before you put it on anybody else, because, and that's sort of the metaphor we use, which is you need to be healthy
Yes.
because you need to help other people.
Yes.
You cannot just burn yourself out.
Right.
And so our personal tools for caregivers is a really, powerful tools for caregivers is a really effective program. We also have TruAlta. It is a platform. It's free. We have 100 slots, so to speak, and it is full of information. It's very user friendly. There are quizzes you can take. There's videos. You can be doing something, listening, and it answers a lot of questions, and it features a lot of really important experts. One of them is Teepa Snow. She's a dementia care expert. She's got a national reputation.
Okay.
She's on TruAlta, and she talks about dementia caregiving, and in a deep way.
So TruAlta, have I said that right? Is that something you go on the computer?
Yes.
Okay. And you put in the word?
Well, you'll have a sign-in.
Right.
Okay.
And so it's sort of a program that's on your computer.
Okay.
And it's got lots and lots of information.
Okay.
And it answers lots and lots of questions. I had to talk to Teepa. I mean, she was nice enough to talk to me for a piece I was working on about dementia caregiving. And she had things to say, and I read about this, so I hadn't even thought about it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
So
the
you
value of
learned
it.
something new, right?
You learn something new. It helps you as a caregiver. Sometimes caregivers are doing something wrong. They're well-intentioned. This sort of steers people in the right direction.
Or something they're worried about, and they
Yes.
didn't have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you need that information. You really do.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're really we've got an advocacy department at Ageways, and we work on getting more funding for home and community-based services. We are working in the caregiver arena trying to get tax credits for caregivers, family caregivers, because many of them, they have to quit their jobs or they have to cut back on their hours to take care of a loved one.
Right.
It's expensive to hire.
Sure. Sure. Now, you had talked about those, going back to the vouchers, so that those vouchers are all just one time and they can be used over
Over a year.
Over a year. Okay. All
They can
right.
be used over a year.
And then they can choose who they want to assist them.
Yes.
Okay.
And I just also want to mention, I talked about the My Choice Medicaid waiver program. Because we have a caregiver shortage, and that's another issue, the state is allowing people to hire their own caregivers who are paid through an agency. We call them umbrella workers. So we will sign people up. They become an employee
Okay.
of a home health agency. They might be a daughter, they might be a sibling. They don't allow spouses to do it, but it's really,
And the senior feels better knowing a lot of times who's caring for them.
yes.
And a lot of seniors would like seniors caring for them.
Yeah.
You know, because they think the same way.
Although, surprisingly, a lot of caregivers are senior. They're considered to be senior, and they're not just spouses. So, seniors caring for seniors, it's hard to think of it that way, but, well, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Right.
Or, maybe there's a neighbor who loves caregiving. Well, that person can get paid. It takes the burden off of the whole caregiving force. And of course, we worked very hard, Ageways worked very hard to increase the hourly pay for direct care workers, the professional care workers, and we were successful.
That's great. Great.
Oh, that's
All
great.
right. Well, we're to the end of our show. So if you could just share with everybody again, Julie, how they can get in contact with Ageways, that would be great.
Okay, so please call us if you have any questions about services for older adults or caregivers. We're at 800-852-7795, and that will take you into our information and assistance line, and a resource specialist will help get you where you need to be.
All right.
That's great.
Well,
Great-
thank you
good
so much
information.
for all this information today. I even learned a few things
did
that I
too.
didn't realize or have that knowledge. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you, Julie.
I appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.